Rapunzel by Brothers Grimm. There once was a man and a woman who had long, in vain, wished for a child. At length it appeared that God was about to grant their desire. These people had a little window at the back of their house, for which a splendid garden could be seen, which was full of the most beautiful flowers and herbs, and it was, however, surrounded by a high wall, and no one dared to go into it, because it belonged to an enchantress, who had great powers, and was dreaded by all the world. One day the woman was standing by this window, and looked down into the garden, when she saw a bed which was planted with the most beautiful rapone, and it looked so fresh and green that she longed for it. She quite pined away, and began to look pale and miserable. Her husband was alarmed, and asked, "What ails you, dear wife?" "Ah," she replied, "if I can't eat some of their rapone, which is the garden behind our house, I shall die." The man who loved her thought, "Sooner than let your wife die, bring her some of the rapone yourself. Let it cost what it will." At twilight he clambered down over the wall into the garden of the enchantress, hastily clutched a handful of rapone, and took it to his wife. She at once made herself a salad of it, and ate it greedily. It tasted so good to her, so very good, that next day she longed for it 3 times as much before. If he was to have any rest, her husband knew he must once more descend into the garden. Therefore, in the gloom of evening, he let himself down again. But when he clambered down the wall, he was terribly afraid, for he saw the enchantress standing before him. "How can you dare," she said with an angry look, "descend into my garden and steal my rapone? Like a thief, you shall suffer for it." "Ah," he answered, "let mercy take the place of justice. I only made up my mind to do it out of necessity. My wife said your rapone from the window, and felt such a longing for it that she would have died if she had not got to eat some." The enchantress allowed her anger to be softened, and said to him, "If the case be as you say, I will allow you to take away with you as much rapone as you will. Only I make one condition. You must give me the child which your wife will bring into the world. It shall be treated, and I will care for it like a mother." The man in his terror consented to everything. When the woman was brought to bed, the enchantress appeared at once, gave the child the name Rapunzel, and took it away from her. Rapunzel grew into the most beautiful child under the sun. When she was 12 years old, the enchantress shut her into a tower in the middle of a forest. The tower had neither stairs nor door, but near the top was a little window, which the enchantress wanted to go in. She placed herself beneath it and cried.